Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Sir Vossi. Today, on Tom Clancy's The Division 2, we're going to be running one of the main story missions, the Air and Space Museum. One of my favorite missions throughout the game. Now we're going to be giving you a full walkthrough of this mission. This mission is a lot longer than most of the others I've posted. There's a lot of enemies and a lot of levels. It's not one you can just rush through. It's recommended to take your time, use your equipment wisely, and stick to cover, as it's very easy to get downed in this mission. Now, as you saw, once you get to the location, the lady will let you in the gate before she retreats. Now, right from the get-go, there's enemies in the courtyard. We're going to go ahead and scope out the enemies and take them off a few at a time. Once we get done with this area, we'll go ahead and move to the next one. So I hope y'all enjoy. Now, as we almost have the courtyard completely cleared out, you will see on the map that it's indicating that there is still an enemy or enemies ahead of me. Now, here in a moment you'll recognize there is only like one sniper left in the map. What happens is I end up attracting enemies outside the fence, as you can see here on my map. So at first I'm a little confused. I'm like, I don't see anybody, but I can hear them. So I'm just being cautious. And then I realize, well, they must be outside the gate. So you'll see me throw my turret on a very high ground, just to get an idea where it aggroes. And sure enough, it immediately points outside the gate down towards the ground to where those enemies are. So I throw a seeker mine and stand there a moment and then realize we'll go see if we can take them out. Now this area is completely sealed, but I went ahead and checked the front gate just in case. I don't want anyone coming up behind me. So as you can see, nobody can get in, so I'm not worried about it at this point. So I go ahead and continue on down into the mission. Now once we get inside the garage, we go ahead and immediately are met with more enemies. Again, follow basic procedures, stick to cover, use your equipment, and pick off as many enemies as you can while watching your map.
Division's here. Setting up a turret. Can't get a line on it. Not holding back.
Now as you see here how they try to flank you, that's why it's very important to pay attention. Now here I lose track of my map and then get shot once, and you see how quickly they're already up on me. Now as I take care of him, the other one that I was concentrating on is now making his move behind me as well. Now one thing is about the purple guy that we was fighting earlier that dropped the turret. I think you can hear him say that he's deploying a turret. I try to concentrate on those guys because if you can kill them, their turret will actually help you for a short time.
See if you can find any intel on their operation.
So initially, it's like you deploying your own turret, but this turret is a little bit better. Now as we got this area complete, we're going to go ahead and examine the laptop,
Anything they can from this place.
and we're going ahead to continue on into the missions further. Now as I told you before, this mission is long, much longer than the others that we have been doing, so we're nowhere near the good stuff yet. Now we're restocking up on ammo, and we're going to continue. We're fixing to start going into the hangar area.
I agree with your assessment, sir. Then I hope you won't be shocked to hear I'm recommending a mandatory quarantine.
Now once we rappel up,
Well, that won't be popular.
Tag anything useful, announce it in a recovery
this is
team
where it
later.
starts to
And
get
blow
fun.
the shit out of anything too dangerous.
Most of your fighting is going to be done in areas like this. You're going to be met with many enemies, as well as heavily armored enemies. Now, we don't want to concentrate on the heavily armored enemies if we have other ones that's mobile that can get up on us easy. Unless that heavily armored enemy causes a threat. So as you see here, I go ahead and go in. I see him. I also notice immediately that he is a grenade launcher, which is going to pose an immediate threat to me. So I determined that we need to take him out as soon as possible. So I deploy my turret. I use the barrels that is located in the area around him to help with damage. Now, if he was just a normal that had a machine gun and wanted to lay prone, I wouldn't be too worried about him. But with the grenades, as you can see, he can launch them even behind your cover. So with a sniper rifle and the help of my turret and seeker mines, we get rid of him pretty easily. Now we're just going to clean up the rest of the area, and then we'll move forward from there. Now that that long, sad sniper fight is over, we can go ahead and continue and take out these 4 icons. Now, it's recommended to use your pistol, so that way you don't use up your ammunition. But they usually are very generous about supplying you with more ammo, so you can use either or really. I just like to use the pistol. Now, once we get all 4 of these down, it's going to go ahead and tell us that we can continue on. Inside the next area, sometimes can be overwhelming and a little difficult for some people. But I'm going to show you a really good way
Need to clear the next hall.
to get through it. Fairly
When you're
easy
done fucking things up there,
after we finish
Still got 2 halls to clear.
these few people. Now, this gentleman in front of us, with the plus sign above his head, he is a medic. He will actually go to dead enemies and bring them back to life. So anytime he's on the field, he needs to be a priority. We don't need more people up than what we already had to take out. Now once we're done with everything there, and got ammo stocked up, this is the area I was speaking about a moment ago. You come into this viewing area. Now this is where you're going to have a little long drawn out fight. Now me, I concentrate on the snipers first. And then I concentrate on the gentleman coming through the door.
Down?
And it's pretty much the same routine. You just want to concentrate on the enemies coming in, and then rotate your attention to the snipers above. I try to take them out really quickly, and I also peek down at the door at each kill. So once that's done, I rotate back down and try to take out the floor enemies. Now as you see here, they had a grenade. I shot her before she threw it, so it ended up taking them 2 out. Now you can use any weapon you want for this fight, I just chose the sniper rifle. We're having a lot better luck with it this time than we did in the last room. Now we're almost done with this area. Once we finish off that enemy, we can actually pick up our loot and continue upstairs. This area is completed. Now once we go through the doors, it's immediate action. We're right back into a firefight. Now again, we just want to try to pick off the enemies, let them come to us. And once again, here's one of the guys I was talking about earlier. He's a healer slash reviver. But go ahead and immediately take care of him. We won't be bringing nobody back to life now. So we'll go ahead and continue taking off the rest of these enemies, so that way we can move on to the next area.
Son of a bitch!
Now that we're done with this area, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next. Now the next area is going to be kind of like a moon landing area. Another small area to do quite a bit of fighting. Now first thing I do is we have high ground. So I'm going to go ahead and toss my turret in the center of the map on the highest ground. This allows for it to give the best advantage to me to take out enemies and help. So while it's shooting down, keeping the big guy busy across from me. Now again, this is one that lays prone, not too worried about him. I can concentrate on everybody else because my turret has the center of attention. As you can see, it's dropping fast, so I go ahead and concentrate my fire on the top rocks. And just like that, this area is already completed. Normally this area takes a little bit. You'll rotate around and have to fight from different angles. But since we got a great vantage point and the turret did its job, we was able to get through here really quickly. Now we'll go ahead and restock up again. And we'll move on to the next area. Now you saw the map flicker. Once again, immediate action right from the go. We've got snipers across from us and mobile units moving in. So we're going to go ahead and sit back, take our time, and pick off the enemies that we can. Now snipers, anytime you see the glow, or if you want to call it like a light, always want to try to take out the snipers, because anytime you try to move or poke your head up to open fire, they're going to start shooting at you. And as the game goes on, they get stronger. And some get to the point to where they can almost one-shot you. So it's always a good habit to take them out. Now that we're done, we want to collect the loot and go ahead and get the rest of the devices that's downstairs. Now this is where the final fight's going to happen. As you can see, they're already coming in. They're going to be coming from all kinds of different directions. And we just want to pick them off one by one while safely staying away from any dangers. So we'll go ahead and sit back and watch this firefight. Now as you've seen so far, keeping high ground, not running to the floor, and maneuvering around objects, we've been able to take out the big guy and the rest of the people fairly easy. Now in this fight I made a mistake. I threw my turret up on high ground, yes, but I ended up throwing it behind this rocket. So therefore it didn't get a plain view on anybody to help me. So a wasted opportunity. But nevertheless, we did get it done. Now, all we gotta do is find these last few little machines like this. So once we scope around the area, we go ahead and find them. We're scanning for the parts. Now we gotta find one more. Now go ahead and pick up the loot. Now the last one is on the far back left. Now they don't pop up waypoints to where these are. You have to actually get close enough within range. Now that we have them all, the enemies are going to be a little upset that we took care of their parts. So we're going to go ahead and take out these few and move on to the very final last area before we complete this mission. Now you see the heart back there. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's one of the gentlemen that has the crosses above their head. Healers and revivers. He just brought back a guy that was killed earlier. So that's what you don't want to allow to happen, because then you're making more enemies for yourself than you need. So let's go ahead and just finish off these last few people and continue forward with this last part of the mission. Alright, so once we're done with all that lovely fighting, we're done in here. We don't have to do any more in this area. Now all we have to do is disable this missile and go pick up our loot, restock on some ammo, and go through the doors for the final finale. Now in this area, it will be a no respawn zone, which means if you do die, you're going to have to start back over and redo this fight. You'll see that pop up momentarily. Currently where it shows your ammunition, your life, and your armor. There it is. Warning, no respawn zone. So in this area, we want to make sure we keep cover and take out all the enemies. Now we are going to have a little bit of help. We have 2 allies in here. That's going to help take care of these bad guys. Now the first mistake of this fight is I do have cover. But as you see the barrel in front of me, I should have took that out first. It does come in the way, later on in this fight. You will see that later. But it's always good to pay attention to your surroundings and always think of better outcomes. You never want to make a mission harder on yourself than it actually is. So we'll go ahead and sit back and check out this last firefight and get this mission done.
Sneaking up on us.
Now see, this is what I was talking about earlier. I didn't take out the barrel. So in the fight, the lieutenant ended up shooting the barrel. Now, luckily I'm on the very back edge. It looks like the fire's on me, but I'm just enough away from it to where it's not really affecting me. If you get in the fire, as you can see here, your armor starts to deplete very quickly. Now I'm not too worried about the fire at this point, because I know it's not hurting me, so I'll continue to stand here. All we have is just a few more guys to take care of. And there we go. The Seeker Mine took him out. You've now completed the Air and Space Museum, one of the main storyline missions. Now, I hope this guide made this mission easier for you to understand and follow. Now don't forget, if you have requests of videos or missions you would like to watch, just drop it in the comments. I'll read them, and we'll see what we can put together for you. And always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Have a great day.